Hi, everyone. I'm Joseph Ngoko, Worshipful Master of Beach City's Masonic Lodge number 753 in Manhattan Beach. And my special guest today is Worshipful Rob Ray, who was Master of our Lodge in 2016. And today we're going to go over a few questions from the Proustian Questionnaire. So are you ready, Worshipful Rob?
Ready as I'm going to be.
Okay. What's your current state of mind?
Grateful. Blessed, and everything going on in my life, as much bad as things are, I think that's the word that I'm the most right now.
Excellent. Which living person do you most admire?
Ooh. I mean, I would say my father, just because I know the hardships that he went through and all the things that he gave up in his life to raise myself and my sister. And there's a deep founded respect in that.
Excellent. What do you consider the most overrated virtue?
Ooh, the most overrated virtue. I'm trying to run through all the virtues in my head. Most overrated. Now, does that count the one that you can sometimes break in regular occurrence without being a bad person? Because then I'd almost say like truth, because
Yes.
There are levels of truth that sometimes people need versus what's actually true. And some people can't handle certain levels of truth. So even though I do believe that truth is very important and vital, it's one of the most important, it probably can be massaged a bit and so be handled well.
Perfectly acceptable answer. My answer to that is honesty. That that there are gradations. So, so given your answer to that, on what occasion might you lie?
I have done it before to avoid conflict because the conflict didn't seem worth it. I have done it to obviously to protect people's feelings on certain issues where it's just not, I don't think it's worth the harm it could cause by hearing actual truth. And obviously I've done it to protect my own self-interest in the past. That's not the ones I'm proud of. The other two, I don't actually mind.
Okay. My personal answer to that, if you're interested, is when it would be physically impossible for the other person to change their clothes. That's when I lie.
Not bad. That's a solid answer. It seems rehearsed, but I like the answer.
A little bit. I might have had a little lead time with the questions.
Yeah.
What quality do you most like in another person?
Let's see. Empathy and kindness. So those two things. The ability to, I think the strongest thing a person can ever do is understand where someone else is coming from. It's the hardest thing to do. But if you take the time to even try to do it, it'll automatically put you in a better position in life and make you a more relatable person.
Which word or phrase do you most overuse?
It is what it is a bad one. I didn't hear that phrase till I was in my second degree in college, and my master's degree, and I was trying to explain something, and teachers like, does it matter? That's what it is. And I was like, I had not heard that, but it sounded so profound. And now I feel like I've used it to the point that it sounds annoying.
I'll have to keep a meter on that. When and where were you the happiest?
Oh, it's hard. There's a couple that fight. You wouldn't be a good parent if you didn't say the first time you held your kid, because honestly, I have a picture actually, and it's so cute because we're still in the OR, and they gave her to me after we cut the cord, and they were still patching up my wife and all, and so somebody had to hold the kid, and it was me. So I'm just like in a little swivel chair, and they had taken my phone because I had it, and they got pictures, and it's one of the cutest little things. That
amazing.
But as an overall day, our wedding, because there was no bad, like literally anything that could have gone wrong, they were so minuscule. That was just one of the most fun days from start to finish. From the moment I got up till the moment I went to bed that night, that entire day was just perfect.
As a witness, I will testify. The parts that I saw were certainly the happiest I'd seen. Yeah. What talent would you like to have that you don't currently have?
I would, let's see. There's so many things I'd like to be better at. I think I would love to be a lot better at cooking and at photography. One thing I would love to do is like just a small thing is like talent wise. better knife skills. Because every time I watch cooking shows, these guys like, and I would lose fingers. I know how to hold a knife and I can cut things fairly well, but like the speed and dexterity that they can just process food and still make it great. I finally learned how to flip the ingredients in the pan though. That is a game changer. You look so cool doing it and it's faster.
Awesome. Well, you just gave me an idea that maybe we'll have to have a knife skills class at the lodge when we open up.
My wife and I would come. We'd have to find a sitter, but we'll do it.
You're not the only one. There's a bunch of us.
She's really good already. Like she's already really good, but she'd take a class if they're offering it.
Let's see. Other than where you are now, where would you like to live, or have a place that you could visit?
So many places. I think the easiest, most realistic, I think, would be to have something back towards home in South Carolina, because it's a nice place to visit. But realistically, if I had a second home, I'd love it to be like on an island, somewhere with complete getaway, either Kauai or further like a Fiji or a Bali or a. If I could have a reserved hut in the Maldives where we did our honeymoon, I would keep that for sure.
Let's see. Who are your favorite writers?
Oh, favorite writers. Okay, so one of them that I was reading, I've fallen out for a while, but one of the things I was reading, which is really silly. You ever watch the TV show Castle?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't know if you know this or not, but all the fake books they talk about him writing as a show, they actually wrote the book. They had somebody go in and author all of these books they talk about in the TV show, and it's written like a detailed episode of Castle that should have been a feature-length movie. And there's there's 2 series of them, and I've literally read almost all of them.
Oh, wow.
Not my favorite author, but probably the weirdest one that I've followed pretty regularly.
Awesome. Do you have a favorite hero of fiction, film or books or hero, fictional hero?
Fictional hero.
Other than Deadpool.
other than Deadpool. I don't know if he has all the embodiments of the virtues we're trying to promote here in Masonry, but but he's funny. As a kid, Luke Skywalker was always most people's like go-to hero, and with the exception of maybe one movie in the franchise, they've done him justice for the most part. Hard to say. I'd have to think about that one.
All right. What word do you think people who know you well would use to describe you? Word or words?
All right, a couple words. Talkative, funny. Hopefully there's an intelligence and maybe even like a nice or kind or one of those in there somewhere. I think those might actually be in order. Except I think maybe nice might be above intelligence somewhere, but talkative is probably first.
Well, as your former chaplain who sat in earshot of your under-breath mutterings, I go with funny.
I'll take it.
Right. And finally, our last question: do you have a motto?
Do I have a motto? I don't. I feel like if we're doing this thing right, we're regularly trying to become better versions of the person we were yesterday, kind of thing. And so I don't know, I feel like my motto would fall out here and there. In general, and except for continual improvement, right? It's like I don't know, like I don't really have a motto. I think it would change. The person I was 6 years ago to now is different, and to me a lot better. And 6 years before that, I feel like I've improved from that one too. So I think that's, I don't have anything that's stuck with me the whole time.
Right. Well, I think you pretty much encapsulated what has brought you to where you are today, and that's fantastic. Any last words? Unsolicited?
All right, unsolicited last words. All right, so be sure to follow my Instagram. I'm just kidding. I don't have a good Instagram. No, I would just say for anybody watching that is considering joining, not only is Masonry, I think, a worthwhile venture because you will get out of it, I feel like, even more than you put into it. And it can change the way you live your entire life and change who you are as a person in a good way. But if you were might I suggest Beach Cities Lodge, solely because I know this is a biased opinion, probably the best lodge in the state, because we have a great group of guys that I gladly call my family. So that's all I got.
Well, Worshipful, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for sharing. And it's an honor to call you part of my family too. So thanks, everyone.
Have a good one. Take care.